Welcome back. You're watching Roundtable and we are with Boodi, Keerthisena, the very well known and very famous film director and filmmaker. So Boodi, like we just described, you described the potential and the power the visual medium has to bring together the country, that is ethnic wise, and also when it comes to development, what sort of messages that can be given, and your special reference to the film Mata, which is war related, and how he brings out the human conflict and what that can sort of give, how it can give the message to the society. So now, having spoken about your productions, Boodi, what is your general perception about the cinema industry in Sri Lanka right now, and according to you as a filmmaker, what can we do to take it and elevate it to international cinema, the standards of international cinema?
Okay, I mean, first of all, I'm sorry, but I don't like to use the word international cinema. Cinema is cinema. I mean, you know, people categorize cinema as genres and cinema as country-wise or whatever it is, because it's easier to categorize, easier to give awards. It's all business, you know. I mean, but cinema is cinema, whether it is done, because whether we do a film in China about a relationship with a man and a woman, it's the same thing in Sri Lanka, it's the same thing in America, it's the same thing in Australia, it's the same thing in Africa, except their culture is different. They probably wear different kind of clothes, you know, they probably be talking a different language, they look a little, you know, different, but pain is the same if there's some painful thing, and happiness is the same if there's happiness. So cinema is cinema to me.
So what you're saying is it's basically a universal language,
yes,
wherever it is, it is just the cinema.
Yeah.
But do you, having said that, do you think that our cinema is of a standard that you can be happy about as a filmmaker, or do you think see scope for improvement? Because if you look at all the film festivals and Cannes film festivals, the award-winning films, we see that, I think just before the discussion we had a chat about a small fish in a pond and a big fish in a pond. Yeah. So connecting to that, I was just...
well, I think, yeah, we do have, because, I mean, look at it. We make less than even... We used to make about 30 films. I don't know. I think now we don't even make more than 10 to 15 films a year. So with those 10 to 15 films a year, you know, you always hear that movies going into that festival, this festival, Cannes or Venice, or even you know, Fukuoka, or you know, Amiens or whatever, and that's you know, films going into festivals and winning awards. But that doesn't justify. Human beings are never happy. You know, they never feel enough. So, you know, yeah, I think it's not enough, but it's happening, and it takes to a different level altogether. But I think we need to. I mean, for example, this is the first time I'm doing a film with a lot of battle scenes and everything, and it's a very new experience, and I had to get down some people to help me. Actually, I was so lucky to get somebody who had worked with Steven Spielberg in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which was the movie that I wanted to. That's because that's the movie that made me start making movies. So
your inspiring moment.
Yes. And I got one person who had worked with Spielberg on Close Encounters and Waterworld and Broken Arrow and all those movies, and we had some pyrotechnics things, because, you know, we have not done this sort of movies before. I mean, you know, when you blow up some scene for a movie, it's fake. It has to be fake. It can't be real. So, you know, it can't wound the people next to you, and you should be able to at least stand 5 feet away from that bomb or whatever. So, you know, there is a technique that we have not been mastered that much. But doing this movie with those people from that country, we started learning these processes. And, you know, yeah, so there are a lot of things that we can still grow with. I mean, we have a lot to offer with our themes. I think Sri Lanka has tremendous amount of themes than any other country in the world. We have gone through from one war to the other, to peace and things like that, from antiquity. I mean, from the ancient days, and we have an amazing history. We have an amazing past, and then we have a lot of things to talk about. There are some things that even not spoken in this island. So, you know, name a subject you can make a movie about, and then, you know, make it right, make it correct, and make it the state of the art standard. Then it can travel and it can go many places.
So, now, Boodi, you also explained to us the power of the visual and the impact it can have on the process of development and the progress of the country.
Yeah.
Then you also said the gamut of themes that we have, because we have gone through so much, from an amazing history to wars and peace and all that. But my question is that you are an established filmmaker now, but do you see many young people also entering the field of cinema? Are they not threatened by the sort of environment they have? Do you think there's enough facilities for them to sort of get the cinemas and the films going? What can you say for a young artist or actually artist who is aspiring to be a filmmaker? What are the prospects you see?
Let me tell you something what they talk about in industry. This is something very true. I mean, I came to this point by sweeping the set. That's the film set. You know, I mean, that's where I started, just to sweep the set and give the space cleared for my team to go and work. And today I am a director because I managed to stay through that process. Then after a long time, only they let me touch even a light. First what they did was, they call it kadearino. Same thing in that country. When I was in America, I say, oh Boodi, well, you know, go grab some pizza and Subways and, you know, blah blah blah, coffee and you know, get some Coke and stuff. So you go to the store and you bring that up, and you're just waiting. I mean, that's all you do. And then after a while, then you started getting to feel the lights and everything. And then after a long while only they let you handle the camera, I mean, on the set. And then by the time you come to your third year, the year before your finals, then you get to choose your team. So I remember when we went on my first year to do a movie for somebody, there were about 20 people who wanted to go and help. And it was like a 5-day shoot. By the last day, I think there was myself and 2 other people left who were helping from that group. Everybody fell out. So a lot of patience, and you have to go through the hard way to learn a lot of things, because the industry is difficult. It's not easy. Filmmaking is very hard, but you can do it. You know, that's the beauty of it. You overcome these things and do it. And then at one point, it's like learning how to drive a car. You know, when you start your first lesson, you are like, oops, yeah, well, this is the gear, and all right, you know, okay, there's the clutch, the accelerator, okay, okay, all right, I do it. And you go like that, and then and about 2 years later, you're like, oh yeah, so where do you want to get dropped? Okay, so I think I'm going for dinner today. So you want to come and hang out with me? So, you know, that's how it is. So
actually, visually very appealing, your message is.
But what
yes.
I'm trying to say is, have patience, but you have to be very disciplined. It's very hard not to be disciplined, but I've noticed a lot of times our people are not disciplined because of that. You know, I'm a tough person to work with, so they say like, Boodi is this, Boodi is that. But yeah, that's fine with me, because when I make my movie on screen, you see what is there. I mean, it's the finished product. So that's what you want to see. So it's very important to go through this process step by step and do it. Then you will understand a lot of things. But I have a feeling sometimes, as a young person, you want to jump into that. You're like, next day you want to be a director, but that's a little hard. So it's always better to go through the ladder, and then, you know, I think you become a better director or better filmmaker or better cameraman.
So patience, endurance and determination so is crucial, and I think the quality of being entrepreneurial as well. Yeah. So that brings us to the question that you also have a company that is related to post-production and production work. Yeah. So can you elaborate on that as well?
Yeah, well, yeah, I have 2 companies. One is called Cinema Boodi, where we have produced